Expect more right now. You're watching Wave 3 News.
Ran together into one of the exam rooms at the little clinic. So we barricaded the door with the exam bench, and we just hunkered down because there was glass and you could hear the screaming going on outside the door.
Got a lot of new information this morning in that deadly Kroger shooting in Jeffersontown that killed 2 people.
Yeah, new as you wake up here this morning, the shooting suspect has now been identified as 51-year-old Gregory Bush. We have team coverage all morning long of this tragedy. As you're getting up, a lot of new information pouring in here this morning. We'll go live to Felicia Ashley coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, good morning. Welcome in. We're going to get into all that right after we hit the weather and traffic situation, because I'm looking at some rain rolling in across the Midwest. Are we going to get any of that?
We're not going to get that today. It is coming tomorrow. So today is our transition day in between. So our temperatures today are going to be much like yesterday, but much more clouds in the forecast. And we're seeing it rolling in, but the rain is well off to our west for now. We had the upper level clouds pushing in overnight, those cirrus clouds, and I'm sure if you looked up at the moon, you saw a little bit of a halo around it really early this morning, but more the low level clouds going to take over as we head through the day. Temperature is into the 40s for a lot of us this morning, only a couple of locations in the 30s right now, and that it does include Paoli and Salem, both at 39, 36 in Austin, 38 in North Vernon. Eventually we'll see our temperatures get back into the upper 50s to low 60s this afternoon, mainly staying dry. But here's the thing, we are watching for that potential of rain coming back into the forecast. Now with this gloomy weather heading our way, it's going to make for a bit of a dreary Thursday, but at least the roads are okay so far, right, Brian?
Yeah, and that's another plus too, because when you take away that bright sun in the morning commutes and at the evening commutes, it takes away from that brightness, that blinding sun ray right in your face, and it makes it difficult to see the brake lights at sunrise and sunset. So it actually helps that traffic to have a cloudy sky. So far this morning, we're off to a good start. There is one issue. It's a bit odd, so go with me here on this. This is going to be on Bardstown Road in Fern Creek, where apparently a cardboard box is blocking both directions. That's one heck of a cardboard box, but that's the latest report we got. This is in Fern Creek again on Bardstown Road near the Snyder Freeway. That's the only incident right now that we are tracking. Speeds, of course, doing fine this early morning period across much of Jefferson County and the metro in general. We'll see how it all looks again coming up as we get further into the rush hour period here in just a few minutes, John.
Okay, let's get into this really big story here at 5:01. Here he is right here. 2 people shot and killed at the Jeffersontown Kroger. The shooter being interviewed by police here until early in the morning.
Yeah, we have new video right now showing the man. This is the suspect here being escorted by police to the Jeffersontown police station just hours ago after midnight. And breaking this morning, we have learned that man right there in the bright yellow, 51-year-old Gregory Bush. So the big question here this morning, what was a motive? Our team working round the clock to learn more about why all of this happened. That shooting happened just before 3 yesterday afternoon in the Stony Brook Shopping Center at Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road.
Wave 3 News reporter Felicia Ashley live there right now, moving this tragedy forward here with the very newest information from overnight.
Good morning, you guys. Gregory Bush allegedly shot and killed 2 people at the Kroger right behind me, and multiple witnesses say that they believe the victims were shot and killed because they were black. Gregory Bush walked into the store walking quickly, and seconds later, witnesses say they heard gunshots. Some people took refuge in the clinic, barricading themselves with whatever they could find, and then Bush left the store and shot a second victim in the parking lot. One man confronted Bush just right before he left the Kroger, and he said these chilling words.
So your dad was confronting the shooter?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Did that man say anything, or how did your dad figure out something wasn't right?
He didn't realize it was him till he'd already seen the gun by his side. He said, "Don't shoot me, I won't shoot you." He's like, "Whites don't kill whites."
He said what?
Whites don't kill whites.
Multiple witnesses have confirmed the 2 victims killed were black. Bush was charged with 2 counts of murder and 10 counts of endangerment. He was taken to jail this morning, and the Kroger will remain closed until 7 a.m. on Friday. Reporting live from Jeffersontown, Felicia Ashley, Wave 3 News.
Now, it didn't take long to arrest the gunman, partly because people in nearby stores here witnessed the entire thing happened and alerted police as to where that gunman was going. Take a look at the chilling cell phone video we have right now, recorded immediately after the shooting. You'll notice, see the gunman right there in that bright yellow. We've blurred out parts of the video. The reason for that is the body of one of the victims. The first video was taken facing the Kroger entrance. The suspected shooter, again, the one in the bright green there, you can see him just calmly walking around before getting into a silver car in the parking lot and pulling out. Then you can see video. This was taken from across the street there. People there getting the officers' attention. That's when they surrounded that silver car where the gunman was inside. You can see them all kind of flee on top of the car. They have the guns drawn and trying to capture the man and arresting him. And this is a story, of course, we will be following all morning here on Sunrise. The security experts weigh in on this tragedy. We also have statements from Mayor Greg Fisher, Governor Matt Bevin, Senator Mitch McConnell, and Congressman John Yarmuth, posted right now on wave3.com.
The big national story going on right now. Get you an update here. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is expected to hold a press conference today after authorities intercepted pipe bombs intended for several current and former government officials. Governor Cuomo will address the media a day after authorities say the pipe bombs were addressed to Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Authorities say bombs for former CIA Director John Brennan and former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder were also intercepted. President Trump addressed these bombs during a rally in Wisconsin.
What we cannot do is let our disagreements about matters of policy tear us apart as a country. We want all sides to come together in peace and harmony. We can do it. We can do it.
The FBI says the return addresses on the packages is that of former Democratic Chair Debbie Schultz. Investigators now searching for a suspect and a motive. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying in part, as we continue to learn more, Americans are united in gratitude for the first responders, the Secret Service, the Postal Service, and other law enforcement who protect our leaders and public figures from such unconscionable acts.
Here locally now, a daring rescue at the Falls of the Ohio in Clarksville. Firefighters were called to help a man who had fallen beneath the railroad bridge. Wasn't an easy task, though. The rope rescue team called in to rig up this basket-type contraption you can see right there, helped to pull the man up. The terrain didn't help either. It was slippery and muddy, covered with driftwood and rocks. After about 3 hours, right there, they pulled the man up. We've been working to find out how he is doing this morning, but police have not released any information about the extent of his injuries. We do know he was taken to the hospital and was alert when he was taken there. How he fell, though, is still under investigation.
More clouds rolling in today, but at least our afternoon temperatures are going to be on the more comfortable side, into the upper 50s and low 60s for this afternoon. But we have cooler weather and more rain in the forecast. Let you know what to expect it all after the break.
Okay, we just hit a lot of the big headlines going on here as you wake up this morning. When we come back, we're going to get much more new information here about the J-Town Kroger store shooting. We're going to hear from witnesses who talk about how they performed CPR to try to save the victims. That and more next.
This newscast is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan for thepeople.com. Expect more right now. You're watching Wave 3 News Sunrise with John Bowl, Lauren Jones, meteorologist Brian Good, and meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Hey everybody, good morning. 10 minutes after 5 here on this lovely Thursday, almost to the end of the week here. And we already have a couple of issues on the roads to talk about this morning. One, still being the case here of this cardboard box we reported on Bardstown Road in Fern Creek, real close to the overpasses themselves, the Snyder Freeway. I doubt this is going to be out there long, as I'm sure crews is a bit busy spot here in this area of the county, so it won't take long to get that clear. But just FYI if you're heading there anytime soon. Also, our first crash of the morning now showing up. This is on Kentucky Road here. This is 155 Taylor's Road, basically, as you head toward Taylorsville Lake and not far from Bradby Road. It's pretty much one of those side roads there into eastern areas of Jefferson County, moving into Shelby and Spencer. But it is a popular one for those that travel through Fisherville, so hopefully we'll get this cleared up in time for the morning commute. We'll keep you updated. Be back again with another full update in just a few minutes, John.
Okay, breaking this morning, the name of the suspect in the Jeffersontown Kroger shooting that left 2 dead. This is 51-year-old Gregory Bush in neon yellow here, being taken out of the Jeffersontown Police Department last night. This is what he was wearing during the shootings. He has a long list of previous charges, including 10 counts of wanton endangerment. Now, late yesterday afternoon, police say the shooter walked into the busy Kroger location near the corner of Hurstbourne Parkway and fired multiple shots at one man. Then the shooter walked outside and fired more shots at a woman out in the lot. Both of those victims died at the scene. A witness interaction with Bush suggests race may be the motivator in the shooting. The witness told Wave 3 News that the shooter at one point said he looked at another guy who was white, who had a gun. They were about to have a gunfight, and he said, "Whites don't kill whites." Kroger will remain closed until 7 a.m. on Friday. Now, Kroger released a statement about this, said, quote, "Thanks to the quick response of the local police department, the suspect was apprehended and our store is secure. We're cooperating with law enforcement and assisting with their investigation. Our store is closed and will reopen after the investigation concludes." Mayor Fisher commenting on it, saying in part, "I'm heartbroken by this shameful, horrifying incident, and I'm angry about the tragedy that results from people with guns who have no respect for human life. Over the coming days, we'll learn more about what happened today. For now, I grieve with the families of the victims."
So what happens next? Well, a shooting in such a public place in the middle of the day, raising a lot of concerns about safety now here locally. Wave 3 News safety and security expert Deshaun Johnson says people shouldn't panic, but rather pay closer attention when they're out in public.
We should not be afraid at all, because we're going to have to come out. We're going to have to come to the grocery store. We're going to go to the hair salon, the bank. Those are places that we're going to have to visit each day in our daily lives. But we cannot be afraid, but we can also be aware of what's going on around us and how conditions in the city and in the world are changing around us.
Johnson says when in public to always be aware of your surroundings. We'll have much more of this story coming up all morning long. Felicia Ashley, of course, joining us live again coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, looking for some good news in the weather department. I see one there. At least in Louisville,
46.
We're not heading out in the 30s this week.
No, not that bad, right? And we're going to at least try to warm up into the low 60s this afternoon.
Nice.
So not too bad, right?
We had a wind chill yesterday morning. Do we have one this morning?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We're good.
Bring it on. 46 is good.
We're dealing with better conditions, but here's the thing. Not really seeing much sunshine in the forecast for today.
Okay, well.
So more clouds increasing as we head through the rest of the day, seeing 46 degrees right now in Louisville, seeing 38 degrees in North Vernon, 36 in Austin, 41 in Shelbyville, and here are those clouds I was talking about. Upper level clouds, those cirrus clouds pushed in overnight, and they're going to continue to increase as we head through the day. Now, the lower level clouds are going to continue to move in as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. So it's just going to become a little bit more dreary and overcast as we head through your Thursday. We're watching plenty of rain off to our southwest, but don't worry. That won't come until later on tonight. It does look like most of our Thursday will be dry, and our futurecast shows exactly that. Temperatures warming up into the upper 50s to low 60s for this afternoon, where we drop right back down into the 40s for your overnight lows. Now, keep in mind, seeing those showers very, very early on your Friday morning, and they're going to last for most of the day. So expect the upper 50s for those of you in southern Indiana, getting into the 60s along the river, including in Louisville. We'll max out near 61 degrees. Further to the south, could get well into the low 60s once again for this afternoon. Now, tonight, going to see 46 degrees for our low. Some of you, especially if you're further north, dropping down into the upper 30s. And for your Friday, we'll continue to watch for that potential of rain. First coming very early in the morning, continuing into the afternoon, and then really tapering off as we head into the evening hours. It does look like it'll push in from the southwest, so that's where we'll see that higher chance of rain for very early for your Friday morning, basically overtaking us throughout the day, being rather sporadically on the light side, and then just in time for a lot of these football games, that's when we'll see things slowly but surely starting to dry out. Now, with the clouds across the area, it's going to take some time for our temperatures to drop. So by the time we roll into a lot of these games, we'll still be in the low 50s to upper 40s across the area. More rain in the forecast as we head towards your Sunday. Notice that temperatures at least will try to get into the upper 50s for your high. Then drying back out for your Monday and Tuesday, and then we do look like as we head towards the middle of next week to see more showers coming back into the forecast.
Well, guilty verdicts returned in the college basketball pay for play trial. A federal jury in New York convicted Adidas executive Jim Gatto and two others on fraud charges. Prosecutors say the three men bribed the families of top recruits to get them to commit to Adidas schools. That includes Brian Bowen at U of L. His recruitment leading to the convictions of Adidas consultant Merle Code and aspiring sports agent Christian Dawkins. The scandal led to the firings of basketball coach Rick Pitino and athletic director Tom Jurich, but nobody from U of L has been charged. Sentencing set for March 5th. Experts expect Gatto to get up to 7 years in prison, with Code and Dawkins around 3. Well, still ahead here on Sunrise, prepare to pay more for shipping your holiday gifts through UPS. Jane King explains why the company's raising their prices for the holiday season. That's coming up in your Money Report.
And so far, it's a green light for us here when it comes to our traffic conditions for this Thursday morning. Only one crash being reported now not far from Fisherville Road. We'll be watching that this morning as we get you through the morning commutes. Much more on how this Thursday morning is trending coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Sunrise here this morning. If you forgot to buy your Powerball ticket for last night's drawing, you still have another big chance to win. No one has won the big Powerball prize, so the estimated jackpot is now $750 million. That's nothing compared to the $1.6 billion we just had a few days ago. It is the 4th largest jackpot in U.S. lottery history, though. The next drawing will be Saturday. No one has won the Powerball jackpot since August 11th, when a man from Staten Island, New York, won $245.6 million.
Sole winner of that massive $1.6 billion Mega Millions jackpot is from South Carolina, but a ticket worth $1 million was sold in Louisville. That person matched all 5 numbers, but not the Mega Ball last night. That winner purchased the ticket at the Speedway on Fagan Bush Lane.
That's my store.
Well, were you close?
I didn't win.
He's still here,
He got happy when he heard it was the Fagan Bush store. This is the 4th $1 million ticket sold in Kentucky in the last 17 days.
Well, is it too soon? Big question for you. We haven't even made it to Halloween, but Christmas lights are already up in Jefferson Square Park in downtown Louisville, baby. I love it. There are some of the decorations for Light Up Louisville, the city's holiday celebration that happens the day after Thanksgiving every year. But you can't light up Louisville without a Christmas tree. The city is still looking for someone to donate that 40-foot tall spruce or fir that is well shaped. Brian Good, you had sunflowers in your yard. They're about 40 feet tall by now. Just donate one of those bad boys.
No kidding. You know, that was one of the things you guys were asking what I was doing while I was off. I went crazy with Christmas lights and decorations.
Are you decorating already?
Not up. Just got everything together.
Ready to
Bought
go?
new stuff. I'm going old school Griswold this year.
I love it.
I used to do
Vintage?
the all white kind of look, fancy kind of look. I kind of like that for a while. Forget it. I'm going back to the big giant classic
You'd be like a little boy.
Yeah. So
love
there we
it.
go. I'm excited. So
Good.
a little bit of nostalgia coming our way this year. So it's that time of the year, and the stores are packed too with all that stuff already, as you guys know, since about August this year. Okay, on the traffic side, got 2 issues I am watching this morning, and they're not major traffic delays showing up, but it's something we'll be watching. Still got the support of a cardboard box on Bardstown Road in Fern Creek. This looks to be underneath the overpass here of the Snyder Freeway. We will keep you updated as we get closer on that side of things on rush hour here. And still got this crash not far from there to the east. This is going to be closer to, say, Fisherville Road area, right off of Taylorsville Lake Road. That's a big cut through for those around, say, Taylorsville, even south of Shelbyville. Some of you cut through here to get to the Snyder Freeway. We'll be monitoring this over the next hour or so. Other than that, expect a dry setup here this morning on our traffic cameras. Good speeds as well. But the rain is going to shake things up. Not so much here in the daylight hours today, but this time tomorrow may be a completely different story. For more on that, send over to meteorologist Tawana Andrew. Hey, Tawana.
Hey, Brian, I hope you have fun getting ready for all the Christmas lights and everything. It's way too early for that. In terms of our temperatures, though, we're sitting in the 40s and 30s, so off to a warmer start than where we were yesterday. Plenty of clouds moving in already, and I expect even more as you head into the afternoon. It's going to be a bit of a gloomy day. Temperatures at least going to make it into the upper 50s to low 60s for our highs this afternoon, eventually falling down into the 30s and 40s overnight. But tomorrow is the day that everything really changes and becomes a little more dreary and wet, and that is because of a low that's going to be passing by to our south, working with another system that's going to be passing by to our north to bring us that increased chance of rain, really ramping up through the morning, continuing through noon, and then tapering off into your Friday night. So we'll be dealing with these overspreading showers on and off throughout the morning for tomorrow, continuing into the afternoon before we dry out heading into your Saturday. So keep that in mind. Saturday itself, not looking too bad. We can see some light drizzle here and there, especially for the morning hours. If you're going any walks, run, any morning events, keep that in mind. More rain coming back in the forecast for your Sunday.
Here at 524, Kentucky has one of the highest cancer rates in the country, and now there's a new facility to help patients receive the latest treatments. Officials cut ribbons for the new $38 million Norton Cancer Institute Brownsboro. The new facility will offer radiation oncology, medical oncology, and infusion therapy in one location. Treatment starts next Thursday.
Cancer impacts 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women in their lifetime, so it's a real scourge in our society, and this is going to be a real important point here on the East End to battle this.
The first patients will be treated at the new facility starting next Thursday.
Popular Louisville restaurant featured on the Cooking Channel last night. Man's greatest food, stopping by Butchertown Grocery on the quest for the country's best chicken. Chef Bobby Benjamin putting his own twist on chicken and waffles by using syrup made with chilies and topping it with fried rosemary, fried leeks, and some Kentucky mint.
Man, that is good. You know, every component is super flavored. He's done something to the roast under that chicken because the chicken alone has so much flavor. It's so moist, really tender.
It's not the only episode of Man's Greatest Food filmed at Butchertown Grocery. Next Wednesday, Chef Benjamin takes on comfort food.
Well, here at 525 this morning, breaking update for you. We have a lot of new information coming in now. That man right there, 51-year-old Gregory Bush, the suspected gunman at the J-Town Kroger yesterday. We have the newest information as you wake up this morning, and we hear from witnesses, first-hand accounts about what happened to them.
Plus, this video shows the shooting suspect trying to leave the scene as the workers at the nearby store were yelling at officers. Hey, that's the guy. He's driving away. He's going to get away. And that's how they were able to apprehend him. Our team coverage of the shooting, lots to get to, continues next at 5:30.
Expect more right now. You're watching Wave 3 News.
I come out and I'm getting ready to start CPR on this lady, and I looked at her and I was like, look, fellas, she's gone. I mean, there's nothing I can do.
A devastating morning here on Sunrise. 2 people shot and killed while shopping at a local Kroger in the middle of the afternoon. Dozens of people at Jeffersontown grocery store left running for their lives, hiding in freezers inside the supermarket and barricading themselves inside the little clinic. And new as you wake up here this morning, we have exclusive video right there on your TV screen of the gunman in police custody. It is our top story this morning. We will be following all morning right here on Wave 3 News Sunrise.
Well, good morning. It is 5:30. Welcome in. Before we get into the shooting coverage here and the newest information, I want to bring you the very latest on your weather, your immediate weather and traffic concerns.
Yeah, it's a lot different here this morning as you step out the door compared to yesterday morning. Not a wind chill, Tawana. I'll take that any day of the week, especially when we've kind of skipped fall altogether.
Especially since most of us are not in the 30s this morning. That is a great thing. However, if you're a fan of sunshine, you don't get a whole lot of that today. We're going to be seeing more clouds coming our way. Temperatures right now all across the metro in the low 40s. Further to the north, still seeing some upper 30s here and there. But overall, we are warmer this morning. The reason that we're a little bit warmer, more of those clouds came in overnight. When we have clouds, that kind of helps to reduce the amount of cooling that happens during the overnight hours. Now, for today, we're going to see those clouds gradually increase as temperatures go from the 30s and 40s into the 50s by lunchtime and then into the low 60s by the time we head around 4 o'clock this afternoon. The thing that we are watching, though, is this rain. It's still off to our west for now, but we'll be tracking it as we head through the rest of the day and especially into tomorrow. But in terms of our traffic, Brian, we have no rain, so that means better conditions, and you have one incident involving a box.
Yeah, the good news is that has now been moved out of the way. It was in Fern Creek off of Bardstown Road, so that has now been resolved. But we have a new issue. This is going to be a stalled vehicle in a bad spot, though. This is I-64 right at the point here of the Waterston Expressway, and the center lane is reportedly blocked from this issue. Now, the camera that we do have available in that area is not the greatest of cameras that we're getting as far as images. It's very distorted, but this is certainly where it is. These lights have not moved at all, so it's basically in that center lane again of 64 at the Waterston. Hopefully it'll be resolved here soon. We'll keep you updated. Still this crash, too, off to the east, not too far away from Fisherville Road here. This is going to be on Taylorsville Lake Road at Bradby itself as you get closer to the borderline of there in Shelby County and Spencer here for this morning. That's the only information we've got so far. We've got several of our cameras that are out there this morning, including our SkyTruck network. We're monitoring all the roadways. We'll have another full report coming up again in just a few more minutes, Sean.
All right, 5:32 now. Get back into the breaking news update here this morning. The man accused of shooting and killing 2 people at the Jeffersontown Kroger store yesterday has been identified. This is 51-year-old Gregory Bush.
We have brand new exclusive video in now from just a few hours ago. This is the man right there being escorted by police from the Jeffersontown Police Department to LMDC. We are told police interviewed Bush for hours, lasting just a few hours ago after midnight.
He was booked into LMDC overnight. Bush now faces several charges, including 2 for murder, 8 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment. Now, a father in the parking lot confronted Bush after the second shooting. Here's what he told his son, and it could tell us, shed more light here on the possible motive.
He didn't realize it was him till he'd already seen the gun by his side. He said, "Don't shoot me, I won't shoot you." He's like, "Whites don't kill whites."
He said what?
Whites don't kill whites.
So, as many people are waking up this morning, big question they have, what was the shooter's motive? We do know Bush is expected to be in court Friday morning. We could learn more then.
Shortly after the shooting, police moved quickly and arrested Bush within minutes.
It's partly because some people in nearby stores were watching him and alerted police to where he was going.
We want to get right to Wave 3 News reporter Felicia Ashley here this morning. She is live at that Kroger in J-Town where this happened. And Felicia, you have chilling cell phone video for us, actually showing Bush there, just kind of walking around the parking lot minutes after killing 2 people.
Good morning. Yes, you guys, the footage you were about to see was taken right after the shooting, and you can still see one of the victims' bodies laying down on the ground. So we have blurred that out for you guys. You guys can see Gregory Bush walking around in the fluorescent green color. The video being taken is facing the front of the Kroger store, and you can see Bush wandering around outside. A nail salon owner was watching him.
He just crossed through the street and go back, cross through the street about like 2 or 3 minutes around that time, and I say, wow, where the police, and where they got, and have to get him right away. He might shot someone else. So I get hurt about like 4 or 5, 7 shot more.
He then gets into a silver car in the parking lot, and people recording the video started shouting at officers, trying to get their attention and show them where he was. Officers then started chasing the suspect, and officers caught up with him on the Hurstbourne Parkway. The video really shares a little bit about the chaos and the fear from the tragic incident yesterday that took the lives of 2 people. Reporting live from Jeffersontown, Felicia Ashley, Wave 3 News.
To other local news here this morning, a Louisville woman is arrested for attacking a truck driver. Police say it was caught on cell phone video by other passengers. Happened Tuesday night at the Shelbyville Road bus stop. Police say the video shows 25-year-old Erica Johnson walking up behind the driver's seat and yelling. The driver then pushed her away, but that's when Johnson grabbed the driver and slammed her head into a metal motor cover. The driver was taken to the hospital with a possible concussion. Johnson's facing assault and disorderly conduct charges.
The case of the missing Metro Council member might come to a vote today. It would take a majority vote to remove District 21 leader Vitalis Lanshima from his position. And if that happens, the next step would be for the council to take the issue to the Attorney General to find out if he thinks Lanshima should be removed from office. A few weeks ago, questions surrounding Lanshima missing 20 meetings led to an investigation. The county attorney announced Saturday that Lanshima is not eligible to hold his seat in Louisville. He says that's because he's registered to vote in Nigeria, which is a violation of council laws. But Lanshima tells us he believes he still has legal standing to remain on the council.
Students at Christian Academy of Louisville took time out of their day to give back. It is a story that is positively Wave here this morning. Middle school students are assembling 100,000 meals that will be sent to Haiti to help families in need. Each meal contains rice, beans, and vitamins. The students raised $20,000 to buy the ingredients and materials. Last year, students prepared 50,000 meals, but this year they raised enough money to double that.
We'll see partly cloudy skies for your morning and even more clouds as we head into the afternoon. However, despite that, temperatures still getting into the 60s for our afternoon highs. Much cooler temperatures coming our way. Let you know what days you have to really pull out not just the rain jacket, but also those coats in just a few minutes.
So they've identified the gunman, as we just told you, in the Kroger store shooting in Jeffersontown, but there's much more to get to here in this half hour on Sunrise. We're going to have a reaction by people to the bullets flying in the grocery aisle. Those are coming in. Our team coverage continues next.
And we have a big story in health headlines here this morning you want to hear about. For the first time in 20 years, people will have a new medication to fight the flu. We'll explain how it works coming up after the break.
All right, that sound means it's time for the latest look at the roads here at 540 on this Thursday. Good looking speeds in all the major interstates on the Kentucky side of the river flowing into the city. Still got a couple of issues. Stalled vehicle on 64 at the Waterston blocking the center lane, and a crash not far from Fisherville Road at Taylorsville Lake Road itself taking place. Those are the only two incidents so far on the Kentucky side. On the Indiana side, it's a smooth right in from 64 as well as 65. Good speeds here again as of about 541 now here on this Thursday. For more on that breaking news we've had over the past 24 hours, send it back over to Lauren.
Yeah, here at 540 this morning, back to our top story now. A breaking news update for you. This man right here is the man accused of shooting and killing two people at a Jeffersontown Kroger yesterday. Right now, he is at LMDC here this morning, and we have learned his name is 51-year-old Gregory Bush. This is exclusive video Wave 3 News obtained of police officers escorting him into a car, then taking him to LMDC. Just hours ago, they were done questioning him. Right now, he is facing several charges, including 2 counts of murder. That shooting happened just before 3 yesterday afternoon in the Stony Brook Shopping Center at Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. Police say Bush shot one victim inside the store and another in the parking lot. The shooting is now making national headlines and getting a lot of reaction from our local leaders. Senator Mitch McConnell sending us a statement says that in part, as we continue to learn more about the events that took place, Elaine and I asked the entire Louisville community to join us in praying for the victims and their families. We would like to thank the brave men and women of law enforcement who responded with professionalism and secured the scene. Representative John Yarmouth's statement to us saying in part is deeply saddened by the fatal shooting incident at the J-Town Kroger. Details are still emerging, but gun violence has no place in our community or any community.
Grocery stores felt safe till yesterday. The shooting at Kroger has a lot of us wondering how safe we are at the places we go to every day. Wave 3 News safety and security expert Deshaun Johnson says we shouldn't panic. We should pay closer attention when we're out in public.
This is a place where everyone comes. I even come here myself. I visit this grocery quite a bit, and it's a place where everyone shops and feels comfortable, and it's an area that's not known for this type of violence. So people are now on higher alert. So you must be more diligent now, and now the threat level wherever you're at is going to go up, not just only in certain parts of town, but now everywhere. So what you have to do now is be more diligent about where you're at and your surroundings.
Johnson says we cannot be afraid to run everyday errands. The key is paying close attention to what's going on around you.
Well, here at 5:43 this morning, shifting gears just a bit into the weather forecast. As you wake up, a lot of people want to know what's going on. How cold is it out? Because we are kind of changing things just a bit. And the big headline, really the rain over the next several days.
We're going to see several rounds of rain as we head through the next week. So
fantastic.
So we could see about an inch of rain by the time it's all said and done. But we'll get only a little bit for tomorrow. Today is just the clouds. The clouds are really going
tomorrow. How about Halloween? I need to know. My kids want to know trick-or-treating. Or it's in the earliest alert outlook. I can ask
this. Could you hit Christmas then Derby for us?
Hey, Wednesday's less than a week away. She's an expert. She knows this stuff.
It looks like it will be warmer then.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
So
rain chances kind of.
There's a little, it looks like we could see some rain around that, but it's a little bit, you have to wait and see how fast that next system is going to move to see whether that rain is going to be on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
But it does look like we'll be a little bit warmer, but the thing is today, let's focus on the rain for today, for later on today and into tomorrow. That's the big thing. It's well off to our west for now. The clouds moving in right now, seeing them really overtaking the area, so don't expect a lot of sunshine like we saw yesterday. Temperatures now into the 40s. Those clouds kept us a little bit warmer overnight. Upper 30s in Paoli, 39 degrees, 38 in Salem, 36 in Austin, 37 in North Vernon. Taking a closer look at the metro, seeing 42 in Prospect and in Springhurst. Good morning to you guys in St. Matthews. It's currently 42 degrees for you guys. And in Shively, you're a little bit warmer at 45 right now. The clouds will just gradually increase as we head through the day. So a little bit gloomier as we head into the evening too. We could see some breaks of sun here and there though, so keep that in mind. Now for tonight, we'll see some isolated showers moving in as we get closer to midnight, but that rain really ramps up as we get closer to 5 o'clock on your Friday morning. keeping that rain in the forecast around lunchtime on Friday. Going to be a little bit more sporadic, but we'll keep that light rain in the forecast. By the time this is all said and done, we're expecting less than half an inch of rain for a lot of us for your Friday. Now, into Friday night, we start to dry back out, but here's the kicker. The clouds stick around as we head into your Saturday. So not a whole lot of sunshine in the forecast for your Saturday. For your Friday, though, highs a whole lot cooler. Some of you may not even get out of the 40s with all the rain and the clouds we're going to be dealing with. Warmer for your Saturday, back into the upper 50s, getting closer to 60. For Sunday, that's when we're going to be watching for another chance of some rain coming. This time, because of a low dipping down from the north, that will bring us some more showers and even a couple of thunderstorms for your Sunday afternoon and evening, potentially leaving by the time we reach early Monday morning. So Monday does look drier but cooler, with highs back down into the upper 40s to low 50s, and then we try to get warmer into the 60s by the time we hit Halloween.
Well, this is a big deal. For the first time in 20 years, people who get the flu will now have a new treatment option. The Food and Drug Administration just approved the use of Xofluza. The medication is for people who've been sick for at least 2 days. Xofluza only needs to be taken one time and will help reduce the severity of the flu and even shorten the time a person is sick. It can only be used for people who are at least 12 years old, though. The drug will be available within the next few weeks.
Update this morning. Now, another child has died after a viral outbreak at a pediatric rehab center in New Jersey. There have been 18 cases so far. 7 kids have died. Adenovirus is usually mild in healthy people, but people who have fragile immune systems can experience complications or death. This strain of adenovirus is associated with respiratory viruses like pneumonia or bronchitis. Now, this is important. All the patients caught the virus while they were on a respirator or a ventilator.
Well, here at 547, Google's making it easier to hide what you have been searching for online. If you like to be sneaky, you want to hear this story. Brian Good, Chin King has much more coming up live from New York at the NASDAQ.
I don't know why you would say my name. All right, here's the latest look right now at our traffic setup. Tell you what, we're monitoring all the cameras on both sides of the river. We got a couple of issues, one on 64th and Waterston, another one not far away from Taylorsville Lake Road. And that's it. Most of the roads are in good shape. We are dry as well this morning, but that'll be changing in the coming hours and days. Details on that coming up after the break. But first, here's the latest look at your Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Look at that, 4 Mega Millions, all the way down to $40 million. But the Powerball continues to climb, so here we go again, $750 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education.
Important breaking update right now on Sunrise. If you're just waking up, your police identified the man accused of shooting and killing 2 people at the Jeffersontown Kroger as 51-year-old Gregory Bush. This is Wave 3 News exclusive video of him being taken to LMDC overnight. Bush facing several charges, including 2 for murder. He's not expected in court till Friday morning. And check out this video right here. This is Greg Bush walking through the parking lot right there after shooting the second person, the body blurred out right there in the background. He's just walking around aimlessly like he doesn't know what he's going to do next. Workers at a nearby store then helped police catch him as they yelled, "Hey, there he goes," as he was driving away in his silver car, and police were able to get him. We're going to have much more on the big story of the day and the week coming up next at 6.
Here at 551 this morning, UPS upgrades technology to get all of the packages through over the holidays, but as we all know, it will cost a little bit more money. Plus, President Trump will give a speech on drug prices coming up later today. Jane King is live at the NASDAQ with those stories and more. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Lauren. Good morning to you. As President Trump expected to give a speech today on reducing high drug prices. Now, it's not clear exactly what he will propose, but the administration has already started the process of speeding up FDA approval of drugs and giving insurers more negotiating power in Medicare. Well, Apple may be late to the streaming game, but when it does launch the video platform next year, it plans to take it global. The Information reports the company aims to launch the streaming service in more than 100 countries. Now, the platform will include original programming coming from Apple, as well as the ability to sign up for subscription channels from other companies. And UPS raising shipping prices, says it has to offset technical upgrades that it's made to avoid log jams in the network over the holidays. So this will involve domestic deliveries, also oversized packages. They'll have a new surcharge. UPS says it's boosted automation by 20%. And Google just made it easier to delete your search history. Now, users will have the option to erase past queries without leaving search. Previously, you had to visit your account landing page to do that. And this Google update comes after a handful of recent data privacy scandals. All right, guess we got to do this. Take a look at the stock market yesterday. Stocks plunged. The S&P 500 and Dow now negative for the year. Now, tech stocks have been the hardest hit this month, so the Nasdaq officially in a correction. One analyst says we have a bunch of different uncertainties, and that is just stressing people out. Sears Holdings, by the way, has been delisted from the Nasdaq, so another negative there for Sears. Live from the Nasdaq market site, I'm Jane King for Wave 3 News. Back to you.
Thank you, Jane. Have a good day. 5:53 here this morning. The Louisville International Airport's expected to give a major announcement today. It's about a new nonstop service that will be coming to the airport. More details about the service are being revealed at a press conference around noon. We'll bring you updates online and through our Wave 3 News app. Remember, that's free. You can download it now when that information comes in.
New online shopping study examines our online shopping habits, and it turns out one-click shopping might be making it a little too easy to buy the things we don't need. 30% of Americans have made an impulse purchase online in the past month, according to creditcards.com. 30% of our anchor team here makes a purchase every day on the set during the show.
100% of women with blonde hair make it.
Tawana, you too? That would be 60%.
Yep. It's a lady thing.
50% have made an impulse buy in the past 3 months. Those unnecessary purchases can certainly bust a budget, and the biggest impulse spenders are the older millennials. What do you think?
I'm technically a millennial, so I might be guilty of that. I will take credit where credit is due. I do a lot of online shopping. Now, today, if you're deciding to do a lot of online shopping, keep in mind not a lot of light going to be streaming in through your windows because less sunshine in the forecast and much more cloud cover. However, we'll still make it into the low 60s for our highs today, so not too shabby. Now, in terms of less sunlight, that's going to make it easier for that drive into work today, right, Brian? Less glare in your eyes.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I've said this many times. I really feel that we have more issues on the roads here when we have bright, sunny days. At rush hour in the morning period for sunrise and at sunset, you just can't see the person in front of you because it's so bright. Everyone plays with their visors. It seems like we have more crashes. So a cloudy day should be easier on the roads, cloudy and dry, that is. And so far this morning, we've had a couple of issues. Right now, we're down to just one, and that is going to be on 64 at the Waterston Expressway. A stalled-out vehicle has taken place here. The center lane is reportedly blocked. It was right here on the actual bridge itself. I don't see it anymore, so it looks like that has now been resolved. And the other crash we had on Taylorsville Lake Road, that too has now been resolved, so some good news there. So we're cleaning things up as we enter the 6 o'clock hour. We'll see how it looks over the next hour here on Sunrise itself, guys.
Okay, Brian, 5:55 now. 2 men in Grayson County are accused of stealing thousands of dollars of lumber out of a barn. The farmer's son there called police in Clarkson when he saw 34-year-old Clint Klaus and 34-year-old Tristan Behrman stealing lumber. The men had about $8,000 worth of lumber loaded into their vehicle. Both have been charged with felony theft, and they're at the Grayson County Jail. New video shows 3 cubs of the rare white Bengal tiger born in Safari Park in Crimea. Check this out. Is this the definition of soft and cuddly? They were born earlier this month, and the cubs are still not able to open their eyes. The zookeeper says these cubs are developing well. Oh, man, that's precious. All right, 5:56 now.
Breaking news coming up at 6 for you. We have a lot to get to this morning. Brand new information as you're waking up about 51-year-old Gregory Bush. He is the reported shooter at the J-Town Kroger yesterday. We're learning more about a motive behind the shooting and more on those victims. That's coming up next.
And we have the newest information from overnight on the pipe bomb sent to Democrats and CNN, the big national story. A lot of news to get to on Sunrise at 6 next.